Okay. So if you don't want to show in the video, what during the replay, just keep your video off so that you will not have to show in the video. Thank you once again. Thank you for coming. Your day was blessed. I see you. I see you all. So let's just get started with a case study. So we're going to be doing a lot of case studies just to, start the tempo. Today we are talking about, we're going to be setting practical goals on relationship and love. And if you don't have the workbook, just use your notebook. But it would be nice to have the workbook because you have the options and, it's just laid out for you and everything will be together in the same book. So we intentionally did not share the worksheet for today's exercise because it's a lot of work trying to extract and extract. So just go ahead and buy the workbook, or better still, come with your notebook and write in class. So we'll not be sharing the daily worksheet. It's so exhausting, extracting all of them. But we are going to use the TGRO model moving forward in all the other categories. So if you joined us yesterday, we used the TGRO model, the topic, goal, reality, option, and way forward. That is we're going to be using the same method or, procedure for all the other areas of our lives that we are setting our goals, even though the options are going to be different because they are different areas of our lives. So if you're just joining us, my name is Ogobweli, and this is the Legacy Mastermind Goal Setting Masterclass. The Legacy Mastermind is like a community of intentional individuals, that are committed to building legacy, supporting each other, holding each other accountable, inspiring each other to achieve their goals and dreams. And it is an offshoot of the Faiththinz Resources. Faiththinz Resources is an informal educational company that provides platforms, resources, and accountability for spiritual and personal development, co-founded by Barrister IJ Odeta and myself, Obueli. So this is just us in summary. So today we are going to start with this short case study. This is a story of Maya and David, nurturing harmonious relationship and love life. So Maya and David have been married for 10 years. So this, when we talk about relationship and love, don't think it's just for married people, even the single ones. This is, remember, this is a goal setting session. This is what you want. You may not be in a relationship now, or you may not have, home and things like that now, but this is what you want to accomplish. That is why we're here to set that goal. And if you're already in one and, you're on a 20 or on a 30 or 40 or 50, based on the Wheel of Life assessment, and you want to move to an 80 or 100, this is just what will give you like a plan or an action, plan for you to move from where you are to where you want to be. And if you're on an 80 or 90 or 100, then there's still room for improvement. Identify the things that you're already doing and continue to do them or even improve them so that, the relationship will be much better. So if you're single, don't think that this is not for you, it's for everyone. Maya and David have been married for 10 years and their relationship continues to thrive. Here are some key aspects of their approach to bundling a successful relationship and love life. The first one, shared values. We talked about values on day 2. It is so important. Maya and David have built their relationship on a foundation of shared values and principles. They both believe in the importance of honesty, kindness, and empathy. And they make a conscious effort to integrate these values into their interactions with each other. So the second thing is emotional intelligence. Both Maya and David actively work on developing their emotional intelligence. They strive to understand and empathize with each other's emotions, which allows them to navigate conflicts with empathy and understanding. These are factors that they imputed in their relationship to make it a good one. The third one is mutual support. Maya and David are strong advocates for each other's personal and professional pursuits. They actively support each other's goals and ambitions,
Thank you,
offering
sir.
encouragement and celebrating each other's achievements. The fourth, mindful communication. They practice mindful communication, which involves active listening. You know, we talked about everybody wants to be heard. Active listening, not just hearing, but listening, and thoughtful responses. They give each other space to express themselves without judgment and ensure that they are fully present during their conversations. They are not pressing phone or doing other things. Number 5, adventure and shared experiences. Maya and David prioritize shared experiences and adventures. They like the same things. They make time to travel together, explore new hobbies, and take a new challenge as a couple, which strengthens their bonds and creates lasting memories. Like I said, before I continue, if you're single and you're not yet married, one of the best things that you can do for yourself is to identify your values. Get onto self-awareness, know yourself. What do you want? What do you like? Know these things, know your values, have a vision for your life before you can decide to join another person or build a life with somebody else, so that you can be sure that this person I'm going to go with wants the same thing, our values align, so that we can do the same things. Someone said they can barely hear me. Is it the same for everyone? Because I think my network is okay here.
I can
Say
hear you
my
loud
voice
and
is
clear.
low. Okay, someone can hear me, so it might not just be from my end, because I think I'm speaking with my loudest voice. Thank you. But I'll try to project it, and maybe from tomorrow I'll use a mic. I do have a mic, but I didn't think it was important to use it. So please, if you're single, identify your values. Know where you're going before you go and move, to join another person, so that you will not have this issue of conflicting values. You don't like the same things. That is the disaster. Okay, so that is a formula for disaster, I mean. So 6, gratitude and appreciation. These are some of the factors that they imputed in their relationship and love life. They regularly express gratitude and appreciation for each other by acknowledging and valuing each other's contribution to the relationship. They create a positive and supportive environment that fosters love and mutual respect. The 7th one is balancing independence and togetherness. Maya and David understand the importance of maintaining individual identities within their relationship. This is so important. They encourage each other to pursue individual interests and hobbies while also nurturing their togetherness through shared activities and quality time. That you're married doesn't mean that you don't have a life again, or you don't have the mind to think, or you shouldn't have desire, especially for women. Oh, all my desires will not be my husband's desire. I will not have something that, okay, this is my own thing. It has to be. We are still separate individuals coming together. We don't have to lose ourselves. So I love this particular point, balancing independence and togetherness. Then the last one is intimacy and romance. They prioritize intimacy and romance in their relationships. Yes. They prioritize intimacy and romance in their relationship. They make effort to keep the spark alive by planning romantic gestures, surprise dates, and expressing their love for each other in a meaningful way. So some people might think, oh, this is not an African thing. That's why it looks as if the marriages, Western world is working, because they are intentional about doing these things. They are intentional. So if we want something different, we need to change what we are doing. Like someone said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and wanting a different outcome. So if we really want that love, that mutual, successful relationship and love, we should be willing to change things. So most men, they'll be pursuing their wife. Once they get the woman, it's all over. There is no more wooing and all that. And it's vice versa. It's not just a one-way thing. We should continue to appreciate each other. So in conclusion, Maya and David's commitment to these principles have allowed them to bundle a successful relationship and love life. Their dedication to mutual understanding, support, and nurturing their emotional connection has resulted in a deeply fulfilling and harmonious partnership. This is the end of our short case study. So I believe that this has set the tone for what we are about to get into today. So relationship and love. So a successful relationship and love are built on a foundation of mutual respect, trust, communication, and understanding. Is really different from home and family, because somebody is asking, okay, so yesterday we did home and family, relationship and love, is it not the same thing? Yes, they are related, but they are not the same thing. Home and family is different, because you can have your home and family is actually different from the relationship and the love that you share within that home and family, even though it contributes to the success of the home and family, but it's different. Even though some of the options and the things, that we're going to mention here is kind of related, because when it has to do with relationship, coexisting with other people, there are things that must be there: love, mutual respect, communication. You have to communicate, understanding, empathy, emotional intelligence has to be there. So when you hear these things being repeated, don't feel like, okay, this is a repetition, because they're important. That's why they're being repeated. So the first one is to set the goal. Remember, we're using the T-GROW model. The topic is relationship and love. What is your goal? What do you want for your relationship and love? Very, very important. One of the major questions that we, don't answer most of the time is, we don't answer the question of what do you want? We do know like a million things that we don't want. We can mention, oh, I don't want this, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't want this. But what do you actually want is sometimes very difficult to answer. But we are here to answer those hard questions. So in your relationship, what do you like? A successful relationship, what does it look like to you? So what do you want for your own relationship and love, especially if you're married or family or with your children, or if you're not married, your, you know, future relationship, what do you want it to be like? Because this is a time to really plan those things and begin to intentionally work towards it. So let us write in 2 minutes, what do you want? Describe your ideal relationship. What does it mean for you to have a successful relationship and love life? Let's write. Yes, Amarachi, you can't hear anything again because we are actually writing our goal, what we want for our relationship. If you're just joining us, we are writing our goal for our relationship and love. So we're taking a minute more to complete it. So remember that goals have deadlines. So you have to put
They are
by when
trying to do
you want this thing,
they're rounding up with the end of year activities.
by when, um, write what you want by when. So that you won't feel like, okay, because I don't have it now, I'm not going to have it. It might just be something that you're working towards. It's something that you're working towards. So put a timeline, put a deadline for when you want this goal. Okay, so the next one is, what is your current situation in your relationship? What is your current situation in relation to this goal? What do you have right now? Okay, so I see a question here. How do I set a relationship goal with my husband? So if you're already a married person, like I said, this is not something that can happen overnight. Is this what you want? That is the question. If this is what you want, okay, this is now a goal. This is the kind of relationship that I want. So now that you've written it down and you put a timeline, okay, right now we are not communicating very well. This is a reality. We don't have, mutual respect or all those kind of things. But what am I going to start doing from now, moving forward, to be able to get to the place of what I want, which is mutual respect, honest communication, understanding. So it's from the steps that you take, that will determine how well you can get to the goal that you want. So it's possible. You won't say because, you don't have it now, you can never have it. You can just move. The difference is knowledge, what you know and apply. But I also understand that two people are involved when it comes to relationship. So this goal is not entirely dependent on you. The other person has to want the same thing. So that is where the communication comes in. You explain these things. What can we do? How can we build a better love and relationship life? There has to be an agreement because it's not entirely up to you. It's not like, okay, I want to get a degree. That one is entirely up to you because you're the one that will be doing the studying. So I understand. Okay, so the next question now is, what progress have you already made towards its achievement? Because sometimes we want something, but we've not accomplished it, we've not achieved it, and we're wondering why. But when we are honest in answering this particular one, what progress have you made? You discover that I've really not done anything about this. I just let it lie. I've not done anything. So let's answer it. What progress have you made to be able to achieve this? And if I might suggest, it actually begins with you, like personally. It's not just about, okay, I did this, I did. You have to become. We always have to become what we want to manifest. We become what we want to attract. So, what progress have you made in your own personal improvement, personal development, emotional intelligence? Because most times we want every other person to change, but the change has to take place in us. Once we change, we begin to see everything entirely different. So, what progress have you already made towards its achievement, the achievement of this goal? This can even include the books you've read, seminars you've attended in this area. Sometimes people want something, but they don't have the time to invest in the knowledge of what they want. People want beautiful marriages or beautiful relationships. How many marriage books have you read before you got married? Or how many relationship books are you actually reading? Like, what do you know? And, these are the things that we require, to do to be able to get ourselves to that place of being that person, becoming that person that we want. You know, the first time I heard this thing that you attract who you are, I said, this is not true. It cannot be true. Somebody should just type it that you attract who you are, not what you want. But going deep into it is actually true. You may not be that person right now. You may have grown. You may have grown at this moment. But at the moment that you are able to, come together with this individual that you feel like, okay, we're not the same anymore. You were at that level because you attract people that are around, your energy flow, your energy level. You actually do attract who you are, not what you want. So I didn't I argued with this for a long time until I really sat down, I meditated upon it, meditated, and I realized that that is true. I may be a different person right now, a better person right now. But at that time of my life, this is who I was. And that was why I was able to attract this kind of person. So now that I am this person now, you know, how will I work towards attracting the kind of person that I want, that I am at this moment? I don't know if it makes sense at all. So the next one is, what challenges, what is the obstacle, what is stopping you from achieving this goal? Is there anything that is stopping you from achieving this goal? This goal, let's say the goal is to have mutual, and honest communication. What is stopping you from achieving it? Just write it down. Is it you? Most times it's you because you don't want to do the work. You want mutual love, you want mutual respect in your relationship and love. What is stopping you from achieving it? And don't always make it the other person. No, the other person doesn't understand. What is that thing? So now we are moving to the options, which is actually, you know, very important parts of this exercise. Options are the things that you can actually do. What will you do? What will you begin doing now to move you from where you are in your relationship to where you want to be? What are those things? So we put in options here. I'm sure you also got some options from the story of Sarah. No, the story of Maya and David. If you are taking notes, I'm sure you must have taken out some notes from the story. But we have like 10 options here. But don't limit yourself to these options. We just put it here as options. You can choose the options that suit you, your relationship. Different relationships have different dynamics. So what are the things that you need to achieve this goal? What are the things that you need to start doing? So the first one is communication. Open and honest communication is essential in any successful relationship. Both partners should feel comfortable expressing their thoughts, feelings, and needs, and be willing to listen to and understand each other. Now, let me just pause and say this. If you're on this call and you're experiencing a breakdown relationship, um, it's not is a bad suggestion or idea to um, explore therapy or counseling. Is not a bad idea. Most times in this part of the world, we don't value coaching, we don't value therapy, we don't value counseling, but it has helped a lot of marriages, especially the African mindset. This is how my father did it. This is how they've been doing it. It's not working. It's not working. If your relationship is not, it's not working. And if you don't change what you're doing, it will not work. Can we explore other options of coaching? Find a coach, a relationship coach, a marriage coach, not going to your pastor, because your pastor can be your pastor, your spiritual mentor, but he's not a relationship coach or a relationship counselor. Go and get a certified counselor not people that will give you advice, people that will actually guide you and elicit, the sessions and ask questions so that you can begin to find out the root of the issue and begin to solve it. Because it is so important. I sense that some people on this call have already given up, like, I'm not doing it, it has not worked, it's not working. If both husband and wife, I'm talking to married people now, can just decide to humble themselves and seek therapy, I believe that a lot of marriages will heal. Not just to go and sit before a therapist, but actually take on the lessons and apply in their own life. So open communication is very, very important. People should be allowed to express the way they feel without judgment. The second one is trust. Trust forms the backbone of a strong relationship. Both partners should trust each other and feel secure in the knowledge that they can rely on each other. Trust is not just about, oh, okay, this person is not cheating, I trust this person. It's about trusting your emotions with that person. I've encountered women that will tell me, I don't trust this, my spouse with my emotions. Can't just be vulnerable. They will destroy me with it. Tomorrow they will say all the things, like they will use my vulnerability as a bullet to hit my heart. Trust is knowing that, okay, I can trust you with this information. I can trust you with this. I can trust you. Not just, oh, I trust you, you're not cheating on you. It's just way more than that. The third one is respect. These are options. So I'm not saying this is what you need. I'm just saying that these are options. Respect. Respect for each other's feelings, boundaries, and individuality is crucial. Both partners should honor each other's opinions, choices, and autonomy. I don't have to be you. I don't have to be you for us to work together. We should be able to respect our individuality, our uniqueness. That is what makes us work together now, you know. So, like fixing a puzzle, all if all the pieces are just one piece, we cannot fix the puzzle, we cannot get a picture. That's why we have different pieces and we come together to make it amazing partnership. If every part of the body is the eye, we'll all just be eyes. Or if every part of the body is the leg, will just be legs. But see, God, in his infinite uniqueness and amazingness, made every part to be different. So, husband, why do you want to change your wife to be like you? Wife, why do you want to change your husband to be like you? Why do you want to change your children to be like you? Can you respect their individuality and love them unconditionally? That is one of the things, major foundation that you can use to build a fulfilling relationship. Support. A successful relationship involves partners supporting each other's through both supporting each other through both good times and bad times. This means being there for each other, offering encouragement, and providing a safe space for emotional expression. Five, compromise. Compromise. Compromise is an essential part of any healthy relationship. Both partners should be willing to make concessions and find solutions that work for both of them. You don't have to win all the time. You don't, even when you're right, you really don't have to win all the time. The next one is shared values and goals. While it's okay to have differences, having shared values and long-term goals can help strengthen the bond between partners. Shared values. We cannot overemphasize the importance of shared values. And you need to identify your value first before you even get into that relationship. And that is when you know your values, that's when you know whether, okay, this person has the same value. We can now work together. But if you don't know where you're going, you can't just jump into a car because it's fine and it's free. Oh, I have free ride. Where is that person going? Where are you even going? on the way, you now realize that, oh, I really think I want to go to Abuja, but this guy is heading to, the opposite side. Now there's a problem. Intimacy goes beyond physical attraction. Emotional intimacy, intellectual compatibility, and shared experiences are all important aspects of a successful relationship. Quality time, spending quality time together, engaging in meaningful activities, and creating positive memories can help strengthen the bond between partners. Patience and forgiveness. No relationship is perfect, and it's important for partners to be patient and forgiving with each other. Mistakes will happen, and the ability to move past them is crucial. Then the last one, number 10, individual growth. Supporting each other's personal growth and allowing space for individual interests and pursuits is key to a successful relationship. It is key to a successful relationship. Both partners should be able to grow as individuals while growing together as a couple. So it's important to remember that every relationship is unique. Every relationship is not the same. And what works for one will not work for the other. However, these principles can serve as general guide for building and maintaining a healthy, successful relationship and love. So before we go into writing the options, I remember hearing this just a couple of days ago. I was watching a program on Arise TV. It was an interview. I don't know anybody that watched it. It was an interview. Dr. Larry Olushola and Ibuku Awoshika, they were interviewed on this Arise TV program on something. I can't remember the topic, but Dr. Larry Olushola said something. By the way, Dr. Larry Olushola is my coach. He said something that women marry their husbands and women marry their fathers and men marry their mothers. And I thought, what does this mean? He said women, they tend to marry their fathers and men tend to marry their mothers. So he gave an example that growing up, his father died when he was very young. So it was the mother that raised him and all of them. I think there were many in the house. And he saw the picture of an empowered woman, an entrepreneur that was able to raise all of the children. So it was natural for him to marry a wife that is a high flyer, and he does not have a problem supporting the wife or allowing the wife to fly, because that was what he knew growing up. And the same way, like somebody like him now, if he marries someone that is not like laid back, maybe a woman that wants to be a stay-home, maybe the mom was a stay-home and wants to be, it would be difficult because he's already used to, having a woman being empowered, and he doesn't have a problem supporting. So now, if he grew up in a household where the father was there, the dominant, and the mother was more like a stay-home, and he marries a woman that is an empowered woman, it will be difficult for him to deal with that because that is not what he has in his subconscious. So I don't know if you're making sense out of it. So women marry their fathers and husbands marry their mothers. So if you grew up in a home where the father is dominant and and all that, you tend to attract a husband or a man that is similar. Or you grew up in a home where your daddy was more of a loving daddy and all those, not 100%, but this is like a high percentage. You tend to attract that kind of man into your life. You should just watch it. It's somewhere on Arise TV. I just thought I should say that because I know that some people are having challenges. Like Maybe their wives are high flyers. They can't, imagine it. I want my wife to be in the house, or I want my husband to be so like this, like this. Maybe you're trying to compare your spouse with your parents because that is what you know. This is how you've been framed. This is how this should be. So this is a time to really, come off that fixed mindset and embrace a growth mindset and allow individuals to be individuals and fly. So let's take 5 minutes and write the options. What are the things that you need to start doing now that can lead you to this goal that you have set for yourself, for your relationship and love? You can choose from the options or you can just write the things that come to you. So 3 minutes, 5 minutes is too much. Please, let's write.
Hello, sis. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, Jenny, is that you?
Yes, it's me. Somebody had been asking a question in the chat room. Can we help the singles in the house to know how to um, come along as we are setting the goal? There's a question in the chat room.
Okay, let me look at it.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so please, Ma, what of a single who is not yet into any relationship? What could we possibly write in the current question we are evaluating? I think you joined late. You joined from the beginning. I know we answered this question from the beginning. Maybe you just joined or something. I think you just joined because we've addressed it. This is a goal. A goal is something you want to achieve. You're even in a better place right now. You're in a much better place. Yes, okay. Oh, you said you've been here. Okay, no problem. You're in a much better place to set this. What do you want for your relationship? I know you've experienced, if not personal relationships, you've seen people around you, maybe your parents' relationship, friends, all those kind of things. And I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like that. What actually do you want? What do you want for your relationship? What does a successful relationship and love life look to you? You are the only one that can define it for yourself. Now, is that what you want for your relationship since you're single? Okay, by the time I'm getting into a relationship, maybe in the next 1 year or 2 years, this is the kind of relationship that I want. You write it. This is the kind of relationship that I want. I want a relationship where myself and my partner, we can communicate openly without bias, without anything. I want a relationship where my partner and myself, we love each other, we respect each other when we're angry. I want a relationship where my partner and I, we have shared values, we have similar interests, we can travel around the world, we can do things together. This is what you want, it's a goal. You write it. And then this part is now the things that you can begin to start doing to get this relationship. Because, like I said, you have to become something before you can have it. You have to become it before you can manifest it. So you have to start being more loving. You have to identify your own personal values first. You have to identify your own interests. You have to also start learning communication skills because you cannot want what you don't have. So you become that thing first so that when you actually see it, you will know, oh, this is it. We love each other. Yes, respect is this person's value. Yes, I like the way we communicate. It's open. This person understands me. If you don't know it about yourself, you won't even be able to identify it about the second person. So this is actually how you choose. So when you are now dating, it's more like an interview, like people say that dating is an interview. It's not, your senses have to be very high, your emotions have to be low because you're interviewing this person. What are your values? What are your goals? Where are you going in the next 10 years? What's your 20-year plan? It's an amazing question to ask. Forget about us that we do not answer those kind of questions. You should be asking those deep questions. Let them say that you're forward. If anybody says you're a woman here and you start asking those questions, or if you're a man and start asking a woman those questions and they say, oh, you're too forward, leave them. They're not for you. They are the kind of people that will drag you back because they don't have life goals. If they have life goals and vision, they will share it. They will not be ashamed to share it or intimidated. or feel like, oh, why should I share? If they cannot share, they don't have it. If they don't have it, it's a red flag. They don't know where they are going. So why would you want to follow that kind of person? I don't know if this thing has helped anybody. Like, he has answered your question. So things that you can begin doing. You can start by reading more books on relationship and love, understanding the opposite sex, how to communicate. So because of time, let's go to the next one. Oh, I've already talked about it. What resources or support can you leverage on to aid your success? Are there books? Do you have a mentor? This is also a good place to find a mentor. Are there people that you admire their marriage and relationship? What are they doing that you want? It's a good thing to have relationship and love mentor, you know, people that are already doing it, succeeding in it, to let you know that it's possible. If it can happen for them, it can happen for me too. What community are you going to join that will nurture this thing? Write it. Now, which of these options that you've written down, which of these options would lead you faster to this goal that you set for yourself? You identify the option out of these 8 to 10 options. Which one? Because there's always one that will take you faster to where you want to go. It might just be mentorship, just finding a mentor that will guide you, you know. It might just be, going to take an emotional intelligence course or anger management course or something. Find that thing and write it here. And then, based on the option discussed, what specific action will you take to move you closer to your goal? I know we don't like to answer these hard questions, but we really need to answer them if we want to be more intentional in achieving this level of success in our lives. Based on the option discussed, what specific actions will you take to move you closer to your goals? Are you going to register for that course already? Or reach out to this mentor or something? Just what specific action? Be specific. And the next one is, when will you take this step? Write the time, write the day, not the time, write the day. When are you going to take this step? If maybe you feel like, oh, I have anger management issues and I need to take an anger management class. When are you taking the class? Write the date. And then the next one is, who is going to hold you accountable to doing these things that you said that you will do? The reason why we don't do things that we set out to do is we don't have any accountability system. There's nobody to report to, so it's okay. But when you have somebody to report to, even if you want to disappoint yourself, you don't want to disappoint the other person. So you get up and do it. Who is your accountability? Who is your accountability partner or your accountability system? Again, that's why we have the Legacy Mastermind. It's an accountability platform where we hold each other accountable to achieving our set goals for an entire year. And then, when are you going to call this person? Put the person's name and when you will call this person to share this goal. I have this goal. This is what I want to build. These are the steps that I've taken. I've written down that I will take. This is the first step that I want to take. And I want to take this step on this day. Can you hold me accountable to do these things that I've set for myself? That is what the accountability partner system does for you. Then finally, let's just visualize. It's always good to see the outcome, because they say that anywhere that you've not been in your spirit man, in your imagination, you cannot get there in your body. So let's visualize and imagine this wonderful relationship and love life. filled with so much respect and love, understanding, shared values, open and honest and mutual, respectful communication. Just visualize that. See yourself in that relationship and see how happy you are, how fulfilled you are, and how life can actually be stress free and happy and joyous. A lot of people are enjoying this life. It's also possible for me, available for me too. When you're ready, you can just come back to the air. Write what you see. What did you see and what did you feel? Just write it. Some You might feel like this exercise is not important, but it's very, very important because you need to see it first for you to have it. So write what you see. Write what you see and how does it make you feel? Most of the stress that we people encounter is just stress of, you know, how your energy is just drained by a conflict, just drained by an argument, just drained, you know. Once you have a loving space, a loving, relationship, all those energy drainage, all those things, they just move away. Life is really good. There are people that are enjoying these things, and it's possible for everyone. And lastly, you write an affirmation, you know, write an affirmation, create a sentence affirmation from your goal as if you were already living this, as if it were already done. Yes, you don't have that relationship now, but write it. I'm enjoying a loving, mutual, respectful, open communication, whatever kind of relationship and love life, you write it because this is what you want. So you say these things to yourself to remind yourself that this is what I want and to inspire yourself to take actions, take steps towards the various plans that you have made. So on this note, we have come to the end of today's goal setting exercise. We are just on time. Does anybody have any question? Oh, somebody's okay. I'm not able to visualize. How can I do it better? Currently, I'm emotionally drained. I can't visualize, and we understand. You understand. Well, visualization is just like creating is like imagination. And someone defined imagination as image nation, just creating the picture of what you want in your mind. That is visualization. That is imagination. So what do you want? Do you have like a model? You can start with a model because sometimes, okay, oh, tell us to visualize, or you can't see anything. You can start with a model. Do you have a model of the kind of relationship that you aspire to have? You can actually use that model. What do you see in that relationship that you like? What do they do that you like? Why is it a model to you? Why do you like this relationship? There are some things you must have seen that made you like it. So picture yourself having those things in your own relationship. That is visualization. Picture yourself having those things, enjoying those things, feeling happy and grateful. So, but even after visualizing, we don't come down to begin taking steps based on the options and the action plans that we've written down. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's where the work is. We need to make that plan and follow through. So it's in the process that we begin to experience those things. So do we have any other question before we close for the day, or any suggestion? Does anybody want to share anything? Do you want to share, from this exercise? What would you like to share with us? What have you taken out of this? Just to be sure that I'm not alone. Did you find this helpful? Did you find this exercise helpful? Okay, I have a question here. Ma, is it possible to visualize something different from what is in your mind? That is the essence of the visualization. To remove that, to replace that thing that is your mind that is not working, especially if it's not a good picture. Because the reason why you're experiencing what you're experiencing, because you hold a picture in your mind, is that picture that you're manifesting. So if it's a picture of all the negativity around you, all the bad things that you've experienced in your relationship that you hold in your mind, that is where you will remain. You will never move from that place. Because like we said the other time, life does not happen to us. Life responds to us. And we are the creators of our lives by the things that we imagine, visualize, and declare, things that we say, the things that we see, things that we imagine. So if what is in your mind already is not what you want, that is why we are visualized to change that picture. Remove that's very difficult. Remove that picture and change the image so that you can be able to change from where you are to where you want to be. So it is possible. That is why we're doing what we're doing. It's just that we did not factor this in. We would have just created a class on visualization only. It is really simple. If you can imagine all the things, like if you can sit down and think about things that make you sad, you're actually visualizing, you're imagining, you can actually change it and begin to think about things that make you happy. You don't have to have them. Just create the picture. That's visualization. Thank you, Blessing. The session has been very impactful. Thank you. Very impactful, very helpful. Thank you. Thank you so much. How can a teenager apply this to a relationship and draw up goals in this area? So for a teenager, what I would advise is let them have a model. That's why mentorship is so important. Let them have a model of a successful relationship and love life. Just creating that model will just make everything so easy. Because if a teenager grows up in a family unit like this, let's say this teenager is a boy, and in that family, the husband is a very loving father, very committed to the home, nurturing. He's really a husbandman, a nurturer. This teenage boy is going to grow up to be a nurturer. If this teenager grew up in a home where the man is dominant, as in dominating everybody, harassing everybody, just let's call it what it is, bullying everybody just because they feel they are the head, that is what they will reproduce in their relationship. So for a teenager, what you can do for them is to show them a model of a successful relationship. This is what a model of a successful relationship looks like. Let them see it. And then find out the things that made this relationship successful. You see similar things like mutual communication, love, shared values. Let the teenager begin to adopt those things for their future relationship. We're not saying they should go into a relationship now. So that they can build themselves to become that. You cannot give what you don't have. There are people that may be on this call, you want to be better, but you can't, because this is what you grew up with. That is where you just need to change your mind. You just need mentorship, coaching. Don't be conformed to the system that you grew up with or the system that you were exposed to, your earliest exposure, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to learn new things. There are better ways to do this thing. There are better, things that we can do to build this relationship. Don't be, a tree just stuck in one place. Move, embrace a growth mindset. Go for therapy. Go for therapy. I know a lot of couples have told me that they even went for sex therapy and improved their sex life. And I'm sure some people are not even considering it. Your relationship life is miserable and you don't have any plans on improving it. So it's going to be miserable for the rest of your lives. How will it change if both of you don't change? Simple things like this. Just being intentional about what you want and putting in the work required. And most times, you might have to put in finances. And that's why a lot of people don't do it, because why should I pay this person to coach me? What is this person going to tell me? Just one thing that you hear and change your relationship, change your life. So on this note, we're going to say good night. See you tomorrow. We'll talk about health and wellness tomorrow. Thank you for, you keep coming back to just listening. I'm grateful. So thank you and have an amazing, amazing evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amarachi.
Thank you, Ogo.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach. See you tomorrow.